Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're back here at Universal Studios Hollywood to take a look at all of the updates. So let's get rolling. We have actually a really fun update in store for you guys. So let's get rolling. So I've been live all morning on TikTok. If you didn't know already, all live streams have been moved to TikTok. We're no longer doing YouTube live streams, mostly because YouTube live streams kind of hurt the channel just a little bit. So I moved it over to another platform so it doesn't interfere with our YouTube channel. But today is definitely a busy and beautiful day inside of the theme park. Always love being greeted by Rob, one of my favorite guest ambassadors. Good morning, Rob. Have a great day. He's been working in the park for over 50 years, or for 50 years now. And that's crazy. That's so awesome. It is such a beautiful day in the theme park though. And I'm so ready to get my day started on these updates. I'm hearing and seeing a lot of stuff. We were actually blessed this morning by the Horror Night gods. They dropped 3 announcements for us. They announced that Holidays in Hell will be returning. They announced that Evil Dead Rise will be one of the haunted houses this year, and they also announced the theme for the Terror Tram, which is going to be the Exterminators. So I'm very excited for all of that. I'm not going to be getting on the studio tour, just a fair warning. I won't be getting on the studio tour, mostly because I just got on it today and there were no updates, nothing new on the studio tour. So until there are new updates on the studio tour, I won't be getting on it. But let's head towards this section of the park. If you guys watched the last video, it was a mini update, but it wasn't a full update. The last video we were joined with Crystal Palace, one of my close friends from East Coast. She's from New York, but covers a lot of the Universal Orlando and Disney Orlando parks. And she does a really good job with what she does. She knows what she's talking about. And we also had a little donut review time and a little mukbang. So if you're into any of that, I would highly recommend watching yesterday's vlog. But also in yesterday's vlog, we came over to this maze over here because they dropped the walls down, construction walls, and now we have a full exposed haunted house, which looks amazing. It looks amazing. I love all the intricate details. I love the owl above. We actually saw this owl moving. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but at JPLand21, I post a lot of like updates there as well. And we saw this owl moving and spinning its head and stuff. And I guess that's La Lechuza right there. We also have a little sign over here that says La muerte es un extraño hasta que llega. And I'll pull up the translation in just a second, but a lot of you guys wrote the translation in the comments, and I really appreciate you guys. I'll pull that up in just a second. But yeah, this facade looks incredible. I'm most excited for this one now. Originally it was Exorcist Believer. They haven't announced that this maze yet at the time of them announcing Exorcist Believer. But just based on what we have right now, I think it's going to be a solid year, arguably one of the best years for Horror Nights. All right, here's the translation. I was pulling it up while talking. It is, death is a stranger or strange thing until it comes. Let me pull up another translation of that. So let me see if we actually have that in the comment section. But yeah. I just love all the intricate details on this facade. They aren't done quite yet. They're gonna have little statues. They have something covered up here, which I'm so curious to see what that is. Also, John Murdy himself said that this maze might be the best, just based on the rendering and concept he showed us during the Midsummer Scream panel. He was confident that this is gonna be an amazing maze. He said they put in a lot of work, and they're even putting in a large animatronic. So I'm very excited to see that. There it is. Death is unknown until it happens. That is the official translation of this little sign here. And there's another one above, but I can't really see what it says. The words are covered up, so maybe they'll remove those vines in front of it just because it's a little hard to see. Maybe they won't. But if you guys know what that says, let me know. I'm not really wearing my glasses, and there's a ton of vines covering what it says. But I wanted to say a quick shout out to Theme Park Lark for always being so helpful in the comment section. Usually there's a few things we don't know, like the translation of this. Theme Park Lark was actually the one that helped me translate that, so thank you. I really, really appreciate you. But yeah, are you guys excited for this haunted house? And if you aren't, what's another haunted house that you're excited for? Or what's the main haunted house you're excited for? What are you most excited for? It's looking amazing. It's looking quite remarkable. Now, just based on all of those haunted houses that were just announced, usually with haunted house announcements, they also drop merchandise promoting those haunted houses. So now I want to head over to the Universal Studios store and see if they dropped any merchandise for those announced haunted houses. So far we have a ton of cool designs. I know a lot of people weren't fans of the white t-shirts. I personally like the Last of Us t-shirt. It's white, but it also has a really nice design and it kind of works well. Also, my whole wardrobe is black at this point. Like, I think I need to lighten up my wardrobe. I've been wearing some lighter colors, but then as soon as Horror Nights comes around, that's when you'll see me in my entire black outfits, wearing Horror Night t-shirts, Horror Night sweaters, Horror Night jackets, everything Horror Nights. All right, walking past Starbucks, heading into the Universal store. Could see a little bit of the Horror Nights merch over there. We'll go take a look right now. I really want to see some merch on Terror Tram this year. They don't usually do that, but they made a really good trailer for the Horror Nights Terror Tram this year. Okay, so we have The Exorcist Believer here. Nothing new there. Stranger Things. And Chucky. It doesn't look like they have any of the new haunted houses. Maybe it's on another rack? Might be wrong here. Oh, it doesn't look like they have any other Horror Nights merch. That's interesting. They still have a ton of these Jupiter's Claim t-shirts and pins and magnets. They don't have anything else. Okay, yeah, so no new Horror Nights merch, unfortunately. But I'll keep an eye out. I'm sure what they're gonna do is, since they dropped all the haunted houses now, they'll just probably start setting up the Horror Nights display. And last year was probably the largest drop of Horror Nights merchandise. It literally took up 2/3 of the store. Literally, from this point all the way to even towards that globe, they had Horror Nights merch. It took up a big chunk of this store. They go hard on Horror Nights merchandise, and I wouldn't doubt that this year they'd even have more than last year. They probably make so much money with Horror Nights merch that it's better for them to have more Horror Nights merch than regular daytime park merch. Actually, now that I think about it, the Horror Nights merch was so successful last year, they even brought it down to Jurassic Outfitters. They had more Halloween merch down there. Ooh, one thing I really liked that they did last year is that they had weekly magnet drops. So every week you could collect a new magnet. And then I just noticed this little sign. They're still promoting that secret menu, the Coke secret menu. And I wonder if they'll bring some new secret menu items for this year's Horror Nights. They had really good flavors last year. I really liked the zombie fizz. I think that's what it was called. That was my favorite one. It tasted like Skittles, but more towards the grape side. But it also had a little like raspberry taste to it. I don't know if that sounds weird, but it was really good. It was really, really good. Also, speaking of Horror Nights and all the recent announcement we received, they also announced all the food that's coming to the event, but they specifically said that quick service restaurant Hollywood and Dine will transform into a Chucky themed barbecue featuring brisket and Nashville popcorn chicken sandwiches, pulled pork macaroni and cheese, funnel cakes, and themed drinks. What do you think about that, Dustin? By the way, we're here with Dustin, Theme Park Shark. He'll be joining us throughout today's updates. Are you excited?
So here's the thing. I love barbecue, and all of those menu offerings just sound so good. But I don't do Horror Nights, as all of you guys know, as JP knows. So, guys, am I gonna have to come in just to try some barbecue? I feel like that's the question right now.
I think we can make that happen. I think we can make that happen.
Would it be available during the daytime, or would it only be Horror Nights?
I think it's only gonna be Horror Nights. But if we get early entry for Horror Nights, we might be able to skip the scare zone. I don't know how early the offering starts, but we might be able to skip that scare zone. And in general, I don't think it's gonna be too scary.
So I might just come
in the
right
front.
in, like avoid like all the monsters in this area, just go straight for barbecue, and then go out. Is that what my game plan would be?
I mean, this whole area here, usually the monsters stick around that area, so I don't think you'll have that big of a problem. And the monsters won't bug you in the restaurant. That's another thing. Maybe if you're sitting along the side, they'll like come pick at your food or something.
I'd be okay with that. I mean,
Yeah?
as long as I'm not getting scared while I'm eating, you know, I'm okay with that. And guys, that barbecue just sounds so good. So like, I might have to come inside Horror Nights just for some Chucky themed barbecue.
What really stands out to me is that pulled pork, macaroni and cheese. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Where do they even offer that? Are there restaurants that offer that in general?
Just thinking theme parks across like the board. I think you and I had something similar at Knott's one time.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
We had it at Knott's. So if it's as good as that, like, come on.
But I'm kind of craving that right now. Like, I was just wondering if there's any restaurants that offer that right now. I don't think so.
Like, but it does sound so good. Like,
That's probably gonna be my go-to meal at Horror Nights.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Also, on the topic of food offerings, the plaza is going to be celebrating Dia de los Muertos. Once again, they'll bring back the taco bar. They'll also bring back the bar. And all of the plaza will be themed to Dia de los Muertos. They're still hard at work on this new facade over here at the end of New York Street. Or the beginning of New York Street. I don't know. I consider this the end because it's the last piece of New York you see until you continue into the rest of the park. But still hard at work. I don't know what's taking them so long though. It's looked like this for probably a good month now. I honestly don't think it's gonna be finished by the time Horror Nights comes around. Ooh, we have some New York residents. Hi. How's your day going today?
How you doing today?
Good. It's not too hot yet, so.
Look at how
Yeah.
steady the camera is. I'm barely moving. See how steady?
Ooh.
See how steady? I'll cheat. I don't know.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
Are you okay? All right. That's good. Well,
By later, my
yes, I
daughter's
will.
still single.
Oh. I will. All right, bye. That was fun. I love the characters. I love the New York characters. I love when they're up at the windows, but I also love when they're downstairs. I feel like they're a lot more interactive when they're downstairs. I also don't like really like screaming at the top of my lungs and they don't really hear me. I talk naturally like pretty low, so they wouldn't really hear me that much. I would have to like almost shout for them to hear me. So much Horror Nights excitement, but I want to take a look at the Fast and Furious project. It looks like they've been hard at work. I actually haven't taken a look at this in a week now. And they move really fast. So much can change in a week, so let's go take a look at that. Right now I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this section of the park. Only reason I say that is the last video I put out with Crystal Palace, it got copyrighted. So it completely demonetized the video, which means I don't really make money off of it, which is fine. I actually really don't care about that video. I was mostly having fun, and it was so nice to see Crystal Palace. We actually like sat like right here, but I got demonetized because of the music in French Street. So I wonder, should I just completely avoid putting this section in my video? This is my favorite part of Universal. That's why I love it, and I hate it because of the whole copyright thing. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before it copyrights me in this video. All right, so to stay updated on everything that's going on for the Fast and Furious coaster, I usually come to this right side. They used to have a little smoking section in this corner of the park, but Universal's now completely green friendly, so they no longer have that smoking section. And now it's just like a really nice viewpoint. And oh my gosh, look at the construction. It's a very active construction site right now. There's so many construction workers hard at work bringing this coaster to life. I have no idea what's going on. They have all sorts of machinery moving rubble around. They have some machine here that's I guess rolling the dirt. I don't know what that does. honestly, but this is cool. This is a really cool sight to see. I know it was sad. It was sad for the first few months of them tearing it down, but now that it's gone, I kind of forgot about it. But they're doing such a great job. Just a lot of props to them. It's looking good. I'll give you a zoomed in look on this right now. Usually I don't like zooming in and talking at the same time because iPhone, for some reason, muffles the microphone when you zoom into things. So let me make that a separate clip here. Yeah, it's looking crazy. But here's also a beautiful view onto the San Fernando Valley. It was sprinkling this morning. I thought it was going to be a nice and cooler day, but that was not the case. It sprinkled for a total of like 2 minutes and the sky gave up. The sky gave up. Olivia Rodrigo hasn't dropped her new album yet, so it's not crying yet. The sky is not crying yet. But I'm crying right now because I didn't get Taylor Swift concert tickets, so I'm not too happy. I mean, they're still selling the tickets, but it's like $1,100 for the cheapest ticket. Can't really afford that. It's okay. But I did get to watch it live on TikTok or YouTube the other day with my friend Melissa. We were just watching it in the car, blasting it on the speakers, enjoying our time. And that was a core memory for me. That was a lot of fun. Even though I didn't get to go to the concert, that was still a lot of fun. I know I'm like topic jumping here, but I'm also excited for the Scare Zone this year. I'm not too excited that John Murdy said that they're going to be using like projectors and stuff, like those boxed squares. They do that every year. It's very generic at this point. And I really hope that they expand onto that. I hope they add more decorations around the Scare Zone. And generally Scare Zone wise, I really hope that we get more decorations. I really want that atmosphere of the park feeling like you're immersed into Horror Nights. And that's the one thing that's been missing these past few years. I would say since like 2018 roughly. They slowed down the decorations around the entire park. That was probably the last year we had decorations around the park. Last year we had no decorations in the Scare Zones. It was like very, very little, but not enough for you to be like, okay, yeah, we're at Halloween Horror Nights and we're fully immersed into the event. But yeah, now jumping back to Fast and Furious Coaster, they're just so hard at work. I'm so happy. I'm so excited that we're getting a full-blown roller coaster here at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's looking incredible. I believe this will be the very final week that the park is this busy. Starting next week, they close at 8 every night, but on the weekends they close at 10. And then the week after, they start closing at 7 every night, and then still 10 on the weekends. But the wait times aren't too bad today. They were pretty bad yesterday at both Disneyland and Universal. I'm very surprised about that. I think everyone's just trying to get their last visits in before school starts. I know school starts on Thursday for many, so tomorrow. And then I know for most people it starts next Monday. So I'm really hoping that the parks become a little clearer. Then again, it is pretty good business for the park, so I am happy it is busy. Of course, it's nice to see Universal getting the love it deserves, you know? But I'm also excited to see the park empty so I can go on all the rides like over and over without having to wait in line. All right, now we're gonna head down the escalators a little bit, just not all the way down because it is a little hectic down there because of Nintendo World, of course. But I do want to take a look at Holidays in Hell and Last of Us. And then I also want to look on the side of the hill to see what's going on with the Fast Coaster, to see if they've already started removing trees and stuff. That's something they obviously have to do, especially when a coaster is going by. You don't want guests getting hit in the face by trees. That'd be sad but funny at the same time. No, I'm just joking. They actually switched out these posters over here, promoting that the Super Mario Bros. Movie is now on Peacock. I was really happy that they had the FNAF posters, but they're not there anymore. We have to suffer another month of seeing these posters. It's fine, it's fine. I like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was good. It was good. I actually watched it for my second time because I fell asleep the first time I watched it. It was really late at night, and that was literally the only time I had to watch it. So I watched it the second time, and I watched it all the way through, and I really liked it. It was really nice. It was really good. But oh wow, yeah. Okay, I just looked on this side. It looks like they did cut down those trees along the side of the hill. They're not obviously entirely done with that yet, but we'll see some more work later on. It is looking pretty clear though. It's gonna be really weird looking at this mountain and not seeing trees, not seeing special effects. I hope this Universal City sign stays. We'll see what happens to that. But yeah, it's gonna be really strange to have a roller coaster, but I'm all here for it. I'm here for it. I'm so excited, and I'm sure it'll bring a lot of people to the park. This is something that we need. This park has the dark rides, it has the kiddie friendly rides, it has the family rides, and now we're missing the thrill. Of course, we have Revenge of the Mummy, but I don't think that's gonna cut it. Now we have a full-blown roller coaster coming to Universal, and I'm so excited. Also, they're playing Blues Brothers right now on the speakers. I haven't heard this in a while. I'm sure it's been around, I just haven't caught it while going down the escalators. But I miss Blues Brothers. That was one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. And coming to Universal, I always look forward to watching the Blues Brothers show. I loved it so much. And I'm actually going to Florida for their Halloween Horror Nights event. So I'll be there in the daytime as well. And I'm obviously gonna have to catch the Blues Brothers. I catch them every single time I go out to the Florida park because they're my favorite. They're my favorite. Growing up as a kid, that's literally my childhood. But yeah, here's a look at The Last of Us Haunted House. It's looking incredible. Hello. It's looking incredible. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I need to finish the show. I need to finish the show so badly. I'm not gonna have time for the video game. The video game takes like 100 hours, I heard, to complete. I don't have 100 hours unless I just pull a 3-night all-nighter. That'd be crazy. Probably 3.5 night all-nighter. But yeah, I'll zoom on to this facade. I'm not gonna talk for a quick second. I'll let you guys enjoy the details and the general look of this facade. You know, I was really surprised they didn't change the floor. Typically with Halloween haunted houses now at Universal, they change the floor to fully immerse you into the story they're trying to tell. But then I just noticed it's concrete. This is in front of the Pittsburgh quarantine area, and it's concrete on the floor. Even in the video game, even in the movie, it's concrete. So it makes sense why they didn't change it. Just that little patch of white is kind of throwing me off. I wish it was that full pavement look. I feel like that would have been a little nicer. But maybe they could add some branches and stuff, detail it a little more, because maybe from this angle it only looks weird, but like, you know, I'd like to see a little more detail. Keep it pretty detailed, not so plain, you know? And that last haunted house back there is Holidays in Hell. No updates at all, but I'd imagine within the next few weeks we'll get that main graphic on the facade, and that's when I'll be able to show it a little more. There's just nothing to really show about that haunted house. It's looked the same since the beginning of July, so I don't think we'll get any updates until like next week. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's park update here at Universal Studios Hollywood. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. I'm JP, and I'll see you guys in the next one.